It's only 6 o'clock. It should not be this dark outside. What is going on, guys? Starting the day off a little later than usual, but nevertheless, today is gonna be a good day because today we are fixing one of the biggest issues I have with the 22 BRZ. It is just so painfully quiet. And today we are gonna be fixing that with probably the most perfect solution I can think of. Now, I'm sure by now all of you have already heard what the stock exhaust sounds like, but for those of you who haven't, here is what we're starting off with. Cold start. Believe it or not, that was actually up to like 5K RPM. So we're starting off with a very quiet exhaust. Now, like I told you guys, we have the perfect solution for it today, and that perfect solution is sitting right over here. Now, some of you guys probably already remember this exhaust from my old BRZ, but this is the Greddy Evo GT. So I guess you can say that I've ran through quite a few exhausts back in the day with my old BRZ, and all in all, my all-time favorite exhaust was always this Greddy Evo GT. Now, there's two main reasons why I love this exhaust so much. One is because just look at it, dude. It looks so freaking gangster. I love the giant cannon looking mufflers. It's super aggressive, looks super cool. And the second reason is because it sounds just amazing. It has a real deep growl to it. One problem that every BRZ owner faces is that once you go past a certain volume limit, the car starts to get raspy. That's one problem I always had with the Tomei. I love the Tomeis, but it just ends up getting a little too raspy. Well, this exhaust maintains the sound, but it has a very deep growl to it. We recently just installed a Greddy Evo GT on Amanda's BRZ. Now, keep in mind, this is a Greddy Evo GT, but it also has catless headers. I have stock headers. So this is gonna be significantly louder than my car, but you guys are gonna get what I'm talking about. It's loud and it has a really deep rumble to it. Wow, the colder it gets, the louder that belt squeak gets. But I hope you guys kind of got a good understanding of what is going to be coming out of this car pretty soon. But technically, this is a Gen 1 Catback that I'm putting onto a Gen 2. So this was made for the 2-liter. It's already been confirmed that Gen 1 Catbacks fit onto the Gen 2 BRZ, but I am curious to see how it sounds. On the Gen 1 2-liter, it sounded amazing. I'm curious to see how it sounds on the Gen 2 with the 2.4-liter. It should, in theory, sound a little bit deeper, even deeper than Amanda's BRZ. I'm really excited to install this thing and get rid of the stock exhaust. So let's go ahead, put this car up in the air and get this thing thrown on. Boys, I never knew this, but on the Gen 2 BRZ, it looks like you can just disconnect the exhaust tip through a bolt. I never knew that. This is interesting. So I guess you can just take off this exhaust tip because it just looks hideous and throw on a more aggressive exhaust tip while also maintaining the stock exhaust. That's actually awesome. I mean, regardless, even if we can change out these exhaust tips, that doesn't really matter for us because this thing sounds like butt booty cheeks and this thing has got to go. So we are gonna get this thing thrown off of here ASAP. We just got a flange and 2 bolts right over here, another flange and 2 bolts right over here, and then just the exhaust hangers, and then we should be good to go. Disconnected the mid pipe from the muffler and the front pipe. Now the only thing holding it up is this exhaust hanger right here. Easiest thing to do in my opinion is take a big ass pry bar and just yeet. Ooh, there we go. Look at the size difference of the pipes. This pipe is just so tiny and little, and this massive 3-inch monster is just, it's gonna sound insane. Now there should be a notable difference in just the volume, but the sound quality or the tone is what I'm really excited for. If you actually combine both of these mufflers, it's pretty similar to the size of the stock muffler, but this thing is gonna be a hell of a lot louder. Resonator in the mid pipe, this is a little bit smaller than this one. Time for the most important piece, which are these massive cannons. This thing looks so gnarly. I'm excited. All right, boys. boys, so the exhaust is now hooked in. Everything is almost ready to go. But before we put it down, I'm gonna hit it with this metal polish one more time. I'm not sure how you pronounce this, but I think it's Zephyr. This stuff works like a miracle, man. It makes everything super, super shiny. This is what I've been using on the Workmeisters, but you guys will see that in another video when we install the wheels. But yeah, I'm gonna hit it with this and the car should be ready to put it on the ground. Just hit it with a little wipe down. Bro, look at that. Dude, that's a straight mirror. Oh, that looks insane. I told you guys, this stuff is amazing. Wow. I'm doing this on the muffler and I'm doing it on the tip. I'm not really too worried about the pipes. I mean, I made this pipe a little shiny, but I'm not too worried about that. And if you guys are wondering, yes, this is a DIY gasket. It's like a sheet of gasket paper that you just cut out. We don't have any more gaskets at the shop and all the auto parts stores are closed right now because it's Christmas Eve. So this is the only thing I could do. But this thing is looking insane, bro. Dang. Time for the best part, the wipe down. Looking like a freaking mirror, bro. You kind of tell this exhaust has been through some shit. This exhaust was off of a static low as hell car, so this thing got pretty beat up. That doesn't mean we shouldn't show it some love. Got it all cleaned up and look at that. That is looking so much better. I don't feel comfortable doing this pipe, but it's gotta be done. Oh man, I literally can't get over how good this thing looks right now. Backing up a little bit, you guys can see what I'm talking about. The aesthetics of this exhaust are just so good. It's just a super aggressive looking exhaust. Now, I've only heard this exhaust on a 2-liter Gen 1 BRZ, and every time I heard it, it was catless. So this is my first time that I'm gonna be hearing it on the 2.4-liter motor. And also, it's fully catted. So I don't know how it's gonna sound. I'm gonna be hearing what this exhaust sounds like with this whole setup at the same time as you guys are. I hope the 2.4-liter doesn't make this thing sound like poop. All right, boys, it is officially time for the first ever cold start. I'm excited, I'm nervous. Let's go ahead and start this thing up. Let me let it warm up. I'll give it a few revs and then we'll take it outside and do a little rip. Everything sounds way louder inside of the shop, so let's hear it outside of the shop. It's a lot quieter than Amanda's BRZ still because, once again, this thing is catted. It's not catless, but I really like the sound it produces. I hope my shop neighbors don't mind the tire marks. I hope the camera was able to pick up the sound quality of this thing because it sounds really good. With a lot of BRZ 86 exhausts, it ends up sounding really raspy, and that's like a huge problem everybody runs into. But this exhaust, the Greddy Evo GT, actually does a really good job at keeping down the rasp and making it just sound deeper and more aggressive. And that's why I just love this thing. The only thing that's bothering me right now is that this exhaust tip is sticking out way further than this exhaust tip. And it's kind of like messing with me a little bit. It's just a tad bit annoying, but I know exactly why that is. It's because the exhaust is squished in a little bit because this was on a really low car before, and it kind of ran over something and pushed this side in just a little bit. So I'll have to get that fixed. Right now there's no exhaust leak, so that's what I'm happy about. It works. It makes the car sound just a little bit louder, and it also looks just insane, man. I just love how this exhaust looks on there. We're almost done for the day. We have one last thing that I want to throw into the car before we end off for the night, and that is this We Are Likewise shift knob. The company We Are Likewise just make like the best shift knobs, and usually I've always ran the Daytonas in every one of my cars, but this time I figured, let me try something new. Huge shout out to Amanda for giving this to me. She got me the thick boy. Dude, look at that. Oh, it looks so good. This thing looks really tiny in my hands, but wow, it's got some weight to it. This has got to go. Just twist that thing off. The Likewise shift knobs always come with adapters. So these shift knobs are always universal, but they're universal with their adapters. So you got to get the adapter that's meant for your car. So this adapter is the M12 by 1.25, I believe. That's BRZ 86s. This should screw on like so. Then we grab our shift knob and put it right over the adapter. You have to do trial and error a few times to get it the perfect whichever way you want it. So I want the Likewise pointing backwards. So, oh, dude, we got lucky. Oh, let's go. Let's go. And there we go, a nice new shift knob. It's a small mod, but it's an important mod because when you're driving, the two main things that you're touching are your steering wheel and your shift knob. If you got a nice shift knob and you got a nice steering wheel, you're gonna have a nice driving experience. I'm a huge advocate for interior mods, even though you can't see them from the outside. Driver mods are the best mods because, you know, you're gonna be driving your car. You want your car to feel good, or at least I do. That's why I like putting these little things on the car. I'm happy we got the exhaust in. I personally just love the sound. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. Do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? Should I just full send it and get a Tomei because that's gonna be max loud? Or should I stick with this and just go fully catless? I think I'm gonna stick with this, but if you guys want me to get a Tomei, well, just hit up our boys over at Tomei and get a Tomei for this thing. But that is gonna be it for tonight. We got the exhaust in, we got the shift knob in. I know it was kind of quick, but I wanna get this video out for you guys ASAP. Currently, as I'm filming this, it is Christmas Eve. I'm gonna try to edit all this tonight and have it out for you guys tomorrow. So by the time you guys are watching this, it'll be Christmas. Merry Christmas. If you guys don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays. I wanna get this video out ASAP because this weekend is gonna be a fun weekend. We have some fun things to get installed onto the car. I'm not gonna tell you guys, but you guys can see. We got some fun things for this weekend, but this is where I'm gonna end off tonight's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.